Remember, please hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go. Hi, everyone. Today's Thursday, December the 4th. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. Sometimes I have these hilarious dreams, so I listen to all my podcasts on like 1.25 or 1.5. Drives my kids crazy. But in a dream last night, I dreamed somebody was talking to me about the charts, only they were talking to me at 1.5, and I was trying to catch everything that they were saying. It was a disaster. So I don't even know why I randomly told you that. It was just on my mind as I started staring at the chart. So what are we doing? Let's take a peek at the daily. We can see that we are still making lower highs. I do not believe that continues. I believe that we're going to move a little sideways and then continue another climb to the north. Here is our 7,000 call wall sitting right up there, and I would not be surprised if we move into it. The 0 DTE call wall is 6,900. It's also moved up 50 points. The 0 DTE put wall, 6,700. And deep put support still remains at 6,500. So traders are a little nervous about moving that put wall up, and that's an important thing for us to consider. All right, let's jump right into, before we go, let's notice this. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 5th day in this pocket. We have a move coming, right? Now, yesterday was a pretty big sell-off event, relatively speaking, but the buyers came right in, right? I expect them to do that again. If we have any deep dips, look at the area, 68.25 to, no, I think 68.25, 68.20 gives us that floorboard for us to take a look at the chart. So let's collapse into the 30-minute and see what we've done. Here's the first 30 minutes of the trading day. Overnight, we've been in that pocket. Expansion to the upside gives us a move up there. Expansion to the downside takes us where? Right into the prior support ledge. Listen, the one thing that you want to be very careful about doing is buying the breakout or selling the breakdown. Not going to work. I'm just telling you. See how these candlesticks retrace each other? This is not the environment of a buy a breakdown, buy a breakout or sell the breakdown. That's not how it looks. How a buy the breakout looks are candlesticks stepping on top of each other with higher lows and higher highs. This is not it. So you wait for the dips and then you get yourself a buy. Look at what happened yesterday. This was a pretty good move, but it's not the move that I'm expecting. I'm expecting a bigger move that has a continuation event, either upside or downside, right? 120 points up to the call wall. The 0 DT call wall is about 40 points away or so. The big call wall is up at 7,000, way up here. I expect that to start running, especially if we get this Fed chair announcement and we've got the rates coming in. Folks, we are heading to an epic dumpster fire. But as it moves continually, we're going to trade what the charts tell us. And when the charts start to break down, we are going to run in that general direction. That being said, charts are not breaking down, right? They're holding the floors of their support. What do we expect today? Overnight, we had another big flush. Is that 4 a.m.? 3 a.m. Interesting. Hour before Europe opens. Okay, so what are we staring down? Dips or buys? That number, 68.50 to 68.30. Probably not down towards 68.30, but if it does, watch it recapture that 68.40 ledge, and then the buyers will continue. Look at how wide this range of dip buying is. It's just incredible. So that's what's going to happen. They're going to have the end of the month window dressing, all of the markup, and it's going to give you the grinding zombie rally. So how do you work that? draw the box, trade to the bottom of the box, trade to the top of the box. Wait, let it move out. Find the bottom, trade the bottom of the box to the top of the box. If it holds out again, look to the last box, trade the top of the box into the next top of the box. That's the way to work this today across all the charts. Heat map. We are, wow. What we can see actually here is the strengthening of the heat. See how this is sort of faded and that's sharper? We're seeing the strengthening of the heat with every rise up. To me, this is pure bullish motion. Pure bullish motion, but it is volatile bullish motion, so you can't have tight stops. Well, you could, but you're going to die death by 1,000 cuts. Wait for the dips. Let's take a look at the NQ. Many of you know I am headed to Tokyo. I'm going to try to get to the Tokyo Stock Exchange and do a little video from there. I think that'll be way fun. We'll see what gives. All right, so here's the box. Very interesting. I am going to put a little shadow on this box. All right, great big sideways formations for the last essentially 3 days. Big move down. Looked really awful. Hey, chart looks like it's really going to break down. Oh, just kidding. And there we have it, right? Here we go. Here's a trend line. And there's the trend line break. Here is the range of the formation. And look at how tight the 30-minute candlestick is. Right? It is very tight. So what are the traders doing? Trying to get out of there. I think they will, right? Deep dips, getting bought. Let's see where these lines are. Holy smokes. All right, the call wall sits below the 0 DTE call wall, the big call wall. That sits at 25,500. The 0 DTE call wall sits at 25,700. That is a fade to me. So the deep fade, these guys should rotate, right? Wow, this looks terrible. Okay, so that's what we've got. Let's see what upside pressure gives us. Did I duplicate this box already? Let me delete this one. Remove. All right, we'll take that up here. Okay, so gamma line 1, 25,800. That used to be the big call wall, and now more calls have moved in. This is a really interesting rotation here, but it could be that these guys are just sitting on the wrong side of the tracks. 0 DT put support down here at 25,100. So something very interesting is afoot here. What do I want to do? Let's just get simple stupid here, okay? I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to clone this one. I'm going to look for, oh, look at that, on the money, right? This box of accumulation is exactly what we are after. So deep dips, 25,450, still give us the buy zones. Break out over the 0 DTE. Now notice, the heat map is right here. So if the heat map shows a breakout, what they're going to try and do is run to the next heat event. So let's see where that is. Whoa. Let's see if the 1 hour one gives us a better. Okay, so the next area would be that gamma line, 25,800. So that would be our first target into that zone. Look at how much heat is being accumulated right here. When they break out of all of this heat, they're going to run down into the next level of heat or run up to the next level of heat. Notice how far away that is. Strong heat events are all the way up at 26,000. But we see this gamma line 1, which is what's super important at this juncture. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. All right. Wow, the heat map's going to be very big here, right? We've been sitting here for a couple days. Have a look. All the inventory being accumulated from 94,400 92,600. There's where we are, right? That's our box. I'm going to clone it. We're going to move it to the upside. Clone it again. Move it to the downside. Let's see if that downside matches. Mostly. We've got a gamma line here at 91,800. 30-minute low is where it's battling the VWAP. That's going to be the zone. 93,600, right? Gets above there. Probably going to head to the top of the box at 94. Look at trend and momentum is very sideways. I'd look for deep dips to buy and big spikes to sell. The next gamma line is at 95,000. The call wall in Bitcoin and the 0 DTE call wall in Bitcoin are the same. That's 93,000. It has not moved all week. 1 day minimum all the way down here. I would expect that we break the wall, head to support, and then try to reestablish a bigger measure of support in these heat maps. Yeah, that's definitely a range, right? Definitely a range trade, no doubt about it. Okay, let's go to oil. Very sideways, continues to be very, very sideways. I believe the administration is really putting a clamp down on these prices. They are trying to hold inflation down so they can have this justification for lowering the rates. That is clearly, in my mind, that's what's going on. So how big is this accumulation event? Pretty stinking big, if you ask me. Could we go all the way to this area that I have here? Let's see. If we did that, we would hold this edge right here. And we would hold, God, I don't like that. I think the accumulation event is really here. Okay, so this is the box we're looking at with a high of 59.50. That was where the 0 DTE call wall was yesterday. The put support and the 0 DTE put support are at 58. 60 is where the big call wall is. That's moved in. It was 65. But take a look at this coil, folks. See this? Lower highs, higher lows. Watch for a break, right? Watch for the break, but notice they are very tightly bound in this space. So right now, if you want to take a trade in oil, to me, you wait for the bottom of the box, you take the long there at 59.12, and then you ride it to 59.40. Gives you a little bit of risk, gives you about, 7 cents of risk, and you take it up to the box. These areas are very clean trading environments if you pay attention to what is happening. Not, hey, it's breaking out, ooh, I'm going. And if you get involved in the middle, just say goodbye to your risk because you're not going to be doing it well. All right? So watch for these pockets that develop and then trade them because they're great. If you're trading with trend, if you go, hey, I see higher lows. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to let it pop out. And if I want to add to it, I'll start with 2 and I'll take one off and let the other one run for wherever it's going. If it falls back in the box, I get out. Okay? But very clean price action. Very, very clean. Let's see where the heat map is sitting. Yeah, not surprising. Not surprising. Big spot, big bounces out. This is a pretty solid area. So if it breaks this ledge, watch for it to try to get to 59.50. All right, let's take a look at gold. Gold. Okay, this looks more like what I want to see here. All right, so what is gold doing? Let me delete all these critters. Oh, let's remove all the annotations. All right, so here's what we're seeing. Big pocket of heat here. This is inventory accumulation, right? That's what these heat maps tell us. So here we have a body of inventory that's holding. It's very messy, right? It's got wicks down. It's got a higher low, but overall, we see price action leaking. Now, a lot of people are going to go, all right, rates go down, gold's going to go up, and that may or may not be true, right? Gold's danced to its own beat all year. So here's what we're seeing, though, in the pre-market. We're seeing higher lows, but we're also seeing lower highs. And we've come in for a retest of this zone. Trend is essentially down. This pocket here at 42.12 to 42.10, that's a relative support zone based on the heat map from all the way over here, right? So you could wait for the test of 42.12, 42.15, and then take the bounce up into resistance. But notice, do you see this pocket here? Look at the inventory accumulation that occurred right here, right? Trend down from above, so you easily could look at this and go, you know, I am going to take a short on the bounce into this old ledge. Here's the bounce, there's the short, fade down into the base, right? 0 DTE put wall, 42.19. Remember, they want to keep above that put wall. They want to keep above the put wall. So if it fades, watch for the bounce. But this, we could easily duplicate it and say, all right, if I stayed there, where would my target be? 42.17. And it matches this body right here, which is also value area low. Okay? Sticky trading here. Notice how the candlesticks retrace each other. This is not trending trade motion. Not at all. Very, very messy. What's the trade? Bounces or sells, deep dips or buys. I think it's going to stay in this 4,000 to 40. I say 4,070 to 4,270 is very likely where we're going to stay for the next 3-4 months, easily. All right, lastly, looking at the SPY. This one gives us sort of the most clean motion that an upside break is coming, right? This is my thought anyway. And by this reckoning, this box of sideways pressure, this reckoning suggests to me that the bounce has already begun in the breakout state. So where is the pullback event? 683. You want to go long a call spread. You want to go short the put spread. Wait for it to come down. There's a loose pocket here. No inventory, essentially, in this space. They've just zoomed right through. And this is the area that it's going to hold. They are above value area high, which is 682. The 0 DTE call wall is 685. We've got the 700 call wall up above. Yes, still 700. The put wall still below, well below at 670, right? So that's what we're staring down. Upside pockets, folks. Dips are buys. Really nice zone. I would love to see 682 come in. That would give us a really nice buy. Remember, if it spikes out, don't buy the breakout. Let it retest, hold a new floor, and then take it. All right? Every buy the breakout event, unless you were flat out scalping, would have absolutely ripped your risk to shreds. Okay? Take care, and I'll see you on the streams.